I knew I couldn't go home that night. I'd already stayed at all of my friends' homes. Warm and dry, where no one would notice me.
Okay, the events that led to my family being homeless was my father. He cheated on my mother, left her. It was horrible for her and horrible for us because we saw him sometimes like he was a stranger, so we didn't really understand it. We knew he was our dad, but he was not there, so we were confused, and my mother always told us that she would beg for him to stay, beg for him to give her money for food, for clothes, for rent. He would just give us things. He was more worried about image than feeding us, than providing enough for us. So she left, and with no money, really, we were just walking around city to city.
In the last couple of years, we moved around a few times, and my mom couldn't keep up with the rent, and it was just too much. After that, we moved into a really cheap house, but the neighborhood was worse and the house was worse. It was really bad. It had no ventilation, and I got sick a lot.
Butting heads with my parents about the whole gay thing. It's a Christian family, so they really weren't okay with it. So I ended up running away from home. And luckily, I just ended up at Promise House through a mutual friend.
I was in an abusive relationship, and I just was not taking care of myself. I was trying to do everything for everybody else, and it just put myself in really bad danger.
Well, I was in CPS. I actually had my 15th birthday at a CPS in a shelter. So at that time, I was kind of bumping around, moving places. So it was a pretty weird situation because I'm used to having my parents around. It was kind of scary at first, but I just kept the faith, kept positive, kept thinking about I can do this, I can make this out.
Different things about being homeless, like sofa surfing, just trying to find out where you're gonna sleep the next night. You can stay with a friend, but they're going out of town, they have something going on, you can't stay there forever. So trying to locate your next place to sleep pretty much. I have slept on a few balconies, just vacant apartments, and then I happened to end up at a friend's house.
My mom always said, you have to lie because they'll take all of you away from me. So it's really hard, and try to act all happy. Every 3 months we had to change, go to another shelter, go to another one all the time, leave our stuff behind. I was always sad because I had to leave my friends, my school, my toys, everything.
The programs that I went through at Promise House, I started off at the emergency shelter, transitioned into the TLP, the Transitional Living Program, and then my last stage would be the apartments.
I had no other choice but to move with my father. I went over there, test the waters, and it didn't play out for me. So I went to Job Corps and took it into my hands to do better.
I think it was basic housing. When y'all give us about 7 to 8 months of free housing, where that's the time that you need to be using to get a job, get in school, get assistance. That's probably the biggest help, the biggest type of aid you can get.
A lot of aftercare programs that helped me out. There was BCFS and High Sky Children's Ranch, and then of course track that just really helped me get back on track and just help me find myself really and know that I can do anything that I put my mind to.
To have more drop-in centers just to keep teenagers, kids safe. Because we feel alone. in this world, we feel like people don't know what we're going through. So if we have like drop-in centers in every school, maybe that will help. That would know that somebody's out there for us.
We just continued going to drop-in center. It provided us with like food, which we needed, socks, clothes. I mean, I can't remember how many times I needed some clothes.
Things that I learned when I was out there, things that I learned through the process, it's just things that I needed to learn. You know, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. Like I had to experience things for myself in order to actually get it. So just being out there, seeing the struggle, and then ending up at Promise House, it was a blessing. The whole process was.
I would have probably wanted to know like different programs that could have helped me or different kind of ways to distract myself from the problems that I was going through.
Always to keep hope is what I think that I would want to know then that I know now.
I think just being there, talking to them, not judging them, you know, just basically realizing, hey, everybody goes through their pain and suffering, you know, and some people just experience it more than others. And just having that, you know, realization that, hey, you know, they came from a dark past, that, you know, things can get brighter for them.
I'm actually doing great now. I like have my own place. I'm going to school. I have a job. It's just, I feel so much better now than I did before.
Keep your hope up, you know, don't give up. Just because things are bad doesn't mean it's gonna stay bad, you know. Always think brighter, you know. The world's yours, you know, you just gotta believe that. If you don't believe that, you're probably not gonna achieve it, you know. So it all starts with you, and that's basically it.